And I just want to start out this podcast by saying there are times when you should be unproductive, and that's the main point of what this whole episode is going to be about. And it's because we should really understand the concept of burnout, because a lot of people don't even realize that they go through it. They say after they get through a phase of working really hard and then they go through a lull, they do use the phrase burnout. They'll say they feel burnt, they feel tired, they're just kind of done with whatever they were doing for a little while. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's truly nothing wrong with needing some breaks. However, doing a small check-in with yourself weekly and taking breaks weekly and doing little things like that to manage your stress is better than taking a very large break, which will kill the momentum of what you're doing and make it hard for you to get back in the rhythm of things. Now, while taking vacations are fine, I'm talking about like burnout generally is a problem that will last people anywhere from, I want to say 4 weeks to, it could be 12. Honestly, people get into very large burnout ruts. I've gone through some myself. I've gone through situations that have led me to not be able to write a script for a few months. So here's an example. I did not take a day off from YouTube YouTube work or anything like that for, I want to say, mid-June until... No, sorry. 4th of July until mid-September, I think is the span I'm talking about. I had really bad writer's block, right? By the end of that stretch, probably around, sorry, big think here. I think it was like August through mid-September, right? And I was like, I can't write a script. I don't know what's going on. And I came to the realization, looking back on my Google Calendar, I didn't give myself a day off at all for months. And it's like, oh, well, that's probably why you just don't want to work. It's not writer's block. You just quite literally just don't feel like working as much. And me not being able to write scripts consistently. And then recently, I don't want to say I went through like burnout this past winter break, but in a way, I kind of did. I kind of went through a rut of like, I don't know if I really want to record. A lot of things happen that made me not want to record besides like just the YouTube work. But honestly, I think it was some minor burnout in there. And knowing that you need to take some breaks is okay. I think the main point of this segment here is when and why you should be unproductive. When on the weekends, take some time off, people. Like I know people are on this grind, hustle culture, yada, yada, but structure your day in a way that you don't work all day, all night. You know, I wake up at 5. I've tried to relax after dinner from now on. You know, if I really get up at 5 and then I work out until around 5 p.m. and I can't get everything done that I need to in that 10-hour span of like, okay, well, that's not math. I'm saying 2 hours for eating, right? So I say I work out for 2 hours, right? I work for 8. Sorry, I work for 8. And then after dinner, it's like, should I really be working 12, 10-hour days all the time? Probably not. And then coupling that with the fact that I do work on my YouTube stuff on the weekends a little bit. Not the greatest thing. So when should you be unproductive? Honestly, if you had a solid work day and you get everything you need to, don't exactly veg out maybe after dinner. You could watch self-development content or consume things that will make your life improve or something, read some books, do something like that. But, relax. Don't be crazy productive after dinner because you had a good work day if you did. If you didn't, I can understand why you'd want to work. And don't convince yourself that it wasn't productive just because I said that, and that's a nice caveat for you to work too much. Do that. Work well on the weekends for yourself and for your mental health. Don't work. I did not say that right. Make yourself take breaks on the weekends because you deserve it, because we can't keep going at 110% all the time. I've talked about this a lot before, but if you go at 110% for a few months, and then you go and end up taking a month and a half off because you have burnout, or you have a month and a half of really bad productivity, you got to be like, I'm trying to put a quantity on it. Let's say you're going to do 20 to 30% less overall than if you just worked at 90% capacity all the time. It makes sense because if you take huge breaks, it kills the momentum. You get back into the work again. You don't quite have those same routines made, and just your workflow is worse. So make sure that you spend time being unproductive, because if you just focus on being productive all the time, you will burn out, and burnout is bad. Burnout is when you go too far, you burn the candle out. It's the easiest way to view it. Make sure that you spend time being unproductive, because if you don't, you're just gonna... If you want to see this episode or any other episode of the Rise Productive podcast, make sure to go and check the show out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else that you can find podcasts today.